Hello, friends, this is the 4 part of the video. Enjoy the video. Things started to look up after that night at the warehouse. I went back to Fight Club, more determined than ever, and Greg, Matt, and the others stepped up to push me harder. My punches were sharper, my stamina better, my focus unshakable. At school, I still had to deal with the stares and whispers, but I learned to tune them out. When Kyle or his crew crossed my path, they didn't try anything, they just glared, their frustration palpable. I knew they hated that I wasn't folding under the pressure anymore. But just when I thought I'd turned the corner, they hit me where it hurt the most. It was a Wednesday afternoon, and I was heading to my locker when I noticed a small crowd gathered nearby. Their laughter and murmurs drew me in, and I froze when I saw what they were looking at. Taped to my locker was a series of photocopied pictures. At first, I didn't understand what I was looking at, but as I stepped closer, the reality hit me like a freight train. They were private messages, screenshots of texts I'd sent to Emily when I was trying to confide in her about everything that had happened. Messages where I'd been vulnerable, where I'd admitted my fears and doubts. And next to each one, someone had scrawled mocking captions in red marker. Crybaby. Pathetic loser. No wonder nobody likes you. The humiliation was like a physical blow. My stomach churned, and my face burned as the crowd erupted into laughter. Kyle leaned against the lockers across the hall, his arms crossed and a smug grin on his face. He didn't say a word, he didn't have to. I ripped the pictures down, my hands trembling. Who did this? I demanded, my voice cracking. Lighten up, man, Marcus said from the crowd, smirking. It's just a joke. A joke. That's what they always called it. My mind raced as I tried to figure out what to do. Part of me wanted to run, to hide until the humiliation passed. But another part of me, the part that had been forged in hours of training and hard-earned victories, refused to back down. I turned to Kyle, locking eyes with him. You think this makes you look strong? I said, my voice low but steady. It doesn't. It just proves how weak you are. The hallway went silent. For a moment, Kyle's smirk faltered, but then he recovered, laughing loudly. Whatever, man. Keep telling yourself that. I stormed out of the building, my emotions a storm of rage and shame. That night at Fight Club, I couldn't hold it in anymore. During a sparring session with Matt, I went too hard, throwing punches with reckless abandon. Ryan! Matt shouted, grabbing me by the shoulders. What the hell is going on with you? I broke down, telling him everything. The pictures, the humiliation, the way it felt like Kyle and his crew were always one step ahead. Matt listened quietly, his grip on my shoulders firm. When I finished, he said, they want you to break. Don't let them. You've come too far to let them win now. His words steadied me, but I couldn't shake the feeling that Kyle wasn't done. And I was right. A week passed after the locker incident, and I braced myself every day for whatever Kyle had planned next. I knew it wasn't over. People like him didn't stop until they were sure they'd crushed you completely. It came during lunch. I was sitting alone at my usual table when Amber rushed in, her face pale. Ryan, you need to come with me. Now. Her tone sent a chill through me. I followed her out of the cafeteria, down the hall, and into the library. There, on one of the computers, was a video playing on loop. It was me. Sparring at Fight Club. But the video was edited, it made it look like I was attacking an innocent kid, set to dramatic music with captions like, violent freak, and unhinged psycho. My chest tightened as I realized what this meant. Kyle had somehow gotten footage from Fight Club, probably from someone at school who recognized me, and twisted it into a weapon. The video was posted online, already racking up hundreds of views. People were commenting, sharing it, laughing at my expense. I'm so sorry, Amber said, her voice trembling. We'll figure this out. I promise. But I didn't see how. This wasn't just about me anymore. It was about Fight Club, about Greg and Matt and everyone who'd helped me. If the wrong people saw this video, it could shut us down for good. I felt like I was spiraling again, the weight of everything crashing down on me. For the rest of the day, I avoided everyone, hiding in the shadows, waiting for the inevitable fallout. But that evening, something unexpected happened. When I showed up at the warehouse, ready to apologize to Greg and accept whatever punishment he had for me, I found Matt and Amber waiting with a group of others from Fight Club. "We saw the video," Greg said, his expression grim. "And we're not letting it slide. What can we do?" I asked, my voice hollow. "We fight back," he said simply. The plan was risky, but it worked. Using the same tactics Kyle had used against me, we tracked the original upload to one of his crew members, Tony. Amber confronted him at school, armed with proof of his involvement, and gave him a choice: take the video down, or we'd expose him to his parents and the principal. By the end of the day, the video was gone. But the damage was already done. My reputation, my relationships, my sense of self, they were in tatters. It wasn't until weeks later, during a late-night sparring session with Matt, that I finally began to see the light again. "You've been through hell," he said, stepping back after a round. "But you're still here. That means something." I nodded, wiping sweat from my face. "It doesn't feel like it sometimes." "It will," he said firmly. "You've got people in your corner now. Don't forget that." Over time, things started to get better. Fight Club became my sanctuary again, a place where I could rebuild not just my strength but my confidence. At school, people moved on to the next scandal, the next piece of drama. Kyle and his crew avoided me after we made it clear that any more stunts would be met with consequences. But the scars remained, both physical and emotional. Looking back now, I can't say I'm glad any of it happened. But I've learned things about myself that I never would have known otherwise. If I could give advice to anyone going through something similar, it's this: find your people. Fight back, not just with your fists, but with your mind, your heart, your resilience. And never, ever let them break you. Thank you very much for watching. Please support me by subscribing with a like and of course write a comment. Thank you and see you in another video.